Good evening, viewers. My name is Cameron Zweer, and I am introducing the first ever Devoid Entertainment Debate. For your judges table, you have tonight myself, Cameron Zweer, then we have Paul, and then we have James. Now, on the debate floor tonight, we have your very own Micah and your very own Derrick.
Delicious.
All right, tonight's debate is on none other than Sunny D. Is it good or is it not? Taking the floor tonight for Is It Good? Derrick.
Hello, yes. Does this mean I start my speech now? I believe it does. Ladies and gentlemen, the Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines nostalgia as a wistful or excessively sentimental yearning for return to or of some past period or irrecoverable condition. It also defines orange as a globose berry with a yellowish to reddish orange rind and a sweet edible pulp. Now, I want to take you back to when you were younger. Maybe you were sitting down at a school field trip. You were going to the local zoo. You open your backpack and you see a Lunchables and a Sunny D packed for you, ready to drink and eat. You take one wonderful sip of the orange citrus punch and you feel refreshed, ready to go through with the rest of the field trip where you're not allowed to enter the gift shop. Every time you take a sip of this Sunny Delight, you enter back into the realm of elementary school field trips where everyone's DS was taken away for saying a bad word on PictoChat. If you remember those times very fondly, then you will understand why I am in favor of the most sunniest, delightiest beverage that has ever been consumed. And if you think I'm in favor of this, well, I am, but I'm also in favor of all flavors of the Sunny Delight orange beverage. And I think it is asinine to say that it is a bad drink when most people haven't had it in years. So this ends my opening statement. My statement that is open is now closed.
Thank you, Derrick,
You're
for your
welcome.
opening statement. Now, to bring his opening statement of not in favor of Sunny D, it is Micah. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you, moderator Cam. Thank you, judges Cam, James, and Paul. It has come to my understanding that the word bad and good will be thrown around as objective. You will hear my opponent attest to the quote-unquote savory qualities he believes Sunny D has. But don't be fooled. Sunny D is bad. Not anecdotal, but through legitimate points and public record findings, not hearsay that my opponent cannot back up with facts, I will prove that Sunny D is bad. I have multiple sources claiming the unhealthy and disturbingly harmful effects of Sunny D. Keep in mind that it is not the moderation, but the principle of the act of drinking Sunny D that is appalling. You would not say, it's only a little grease, I'm not going to drink the whole pot, because that is a ridiculous argument to even think of. It is up to you, the judges, not to get swayed by personal opinion, testimonial anecdotes, and nostalgic memories. It is up to you to hear legitimate research and precedence over such a beverage. Now, funny things may be said, but I need you to know, this is not a joke. I yield my time to the moderator.
Thank you, Micah, for all those very large words. We will now move on to the debate where Derrick will give his information that he has discovered, also known as evidence. He will have 10 minutes to do so. I am putting it on the clock. Derrick, take it away.
Thank you. For my first point of evidence, I'd like to read a little story from the bottle of the Sunny Delight itself, the source of the material, if you would. In the summer of '63, a couple of Florida dads stood in an orange grove and agreed, good, but we can do better. The key word here being better. With a firm handshake, they vowed to create the tastiest, most boldly unique orange drink on the planet. And that's how Sunny D was born. Now, I'd like to point out a couple things from this one story printed directly on the bottle itself. You could read it right here. One, these two dads, in their infinite wisdom, knew that they could do better. And better was the goal when creating Sunny Delight. They also affirmed their vows with a firm handshake, which is, as many people know, the most confirming act you can do of trust with your fellow man. I would like to move to the other side of the Sunny Delight bottle, if you would. Again, taken directly from the source material. It says, what does the D stand for? You could stop chuckling now. Truth is, it stands for a lot of things, like delight, dude, and drink it all up. Oh, and another thing it stands for? Dang. As in, dang, that's a bold, refreshing, one-of-a-kind drink. Sunny D is efficient in the way it uses its name. With the multiple uses for the D in Sunny D not just being delight, but Sunny Dude, Sunny Drink It All Up. I think Sunny D, with its efficiency of how it uses its title, proves to everyone that it is a quality beverage. Now, back to the Sunny D bottle once again. I know I keep going to this one source material, but I promise there's more. I'd like to point out the multiple places on the bottle where it tells you that Sunny D has 100% vitamin C for the day. This one whole serving of this gets you all of the vitamin C that you need. Vitamin C, which is essential to your health, wealth, and well-being. Now, I didn't just look at the bottles. That would be lazy of me to do, of course. I have looked on the internet and searched many quality sources on the internet. I would like to show you my first piece of evidence on why Sunny D is good. It is a tweet from the 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama. As you can see, this is a tweet relating to Joe Biden accepting the nomination for Democratic nominee. Barack Obama says, and I'll read it to you here, "Congrats, Joe. I'm proud of you. Let's have a Sunny D sometime." If a drink between two people who are both esteemed politicians in the United States, if a drink can bring them together as a form of celebration for the potential presidency of the United States, wouldn't you think that that would make Sunny D a damn good drink? Now, I knew Micah would be bringing scientific evidence into this. It's only reasonable to try to bring science into this. And to this, I will respond with a screenshot that I have taken of a YouTube video I found from famous science YouTuber Vsauce. This is a screenshot of a video that's very clearly titled, "Why is Sunny D better than any other orange beverage?" Now, it sure is something to notice how Vsauce, he is an esteemed scientist in the YouTube community, and he spent his time, 13 minutes and 55 seconds, in fact, of his time to scientifically prove why Sunny D is a great beverage. Now, there's a lot of people, like Micah, who have talked negatively about Sunny D. And there's one specific person who did it to such an extent that he had to make a video about his opinion. And he had to make an apology video for the comments he made about Sunny Delight. This, of course, being famous YouTuber Logan Paul of the Paul brother family. As you can see, this video apologizing to Sunny Delight has 58 million views, meaning that 58 million people joined in to watch Logan Paul apologize for the heinous things he said about Sunny D. 58 million people would never tune into a "ha Sunny D sucks" video, but "oh, I'm sorry, Sunny D," that's a video 58 million people would sign up for. The next screenshot, I was humoring myself when finding evidence, and I just searched if you could see in the address bar here. All I had to do was look up best drink in the world, and it just so happened that the Sunny D website showed up. Now, if Sunny D wasn't good, if Sunny D was bad, as Micah said, then I think it would be very suspicious as to why best drink in the world brings you to the Sunny D website. It has to be a great beverage if it's going to bring you to that website. Now, back to the bottle for a second, because I want to put into evidence this soundbite of me taking a sip of Sunny D. And I want everyone in the judges panel and in the audience at home to note the D that I feel when I drink Sunny D. Did you hear that? Ah, that was the most delightful ah that my mouth has released in years. And I do chorus. I have one last piece of evidence. And if this doesn't win me the case, then I don't know what else to do. As we all know, I've shown a tweet already. And I have to say, when I found this tweet, I was a little taken aback. So I had to investigate it a little bit. But it turns out that I have someone by my side who is so in support of Sunny D that he had to tweet it completely unprovoked without asking. So I'd like to present my final piece of evidence, a tweet by God himself saying that Sunny D is the greatest drink ever made. Please note that it says God right there. That is God's Twitter account. That is July 9th, 2020. You can look it up. 1:18 p.m. So, what I have to say with my evidence is, if Barack Obama, Vsauce, and God stand beside Sunny D, I don't think there is any way that you can say to me that Sunny D is not a good drink. I rest my case. I have submitted all of the evidence I believe I need to.
Well, thank you, Derrick. That was a lot of good evidence out there. Next up, we will have a cross-examination from Micah to see what he has to say on the subject. Micah, 10 minutes on the clock.
Thank you, but I believe you mean it's my evidence next.
That is what I mean. The evidence is next on the clock from Micah.
Right now?
10 minutes? Yes, right.
Cool. Anyways, ludicrous statement said by my opponent. But if the moderator allows it, I would also like to enable my screen share.
Of course.
Cool. I'm sorry, I'm just a little emotional right now. That was pretty bullshit, I'm not gonna lie. I show you the first page of google.com when the term Sunny D is searched by itself, no bias, just the term. The first people also ask shows that how bad is Sunny D for you is the first thing. The first thing that the Google algorithm shows the user of what other people search is how bad is Sunny D for you. Not is Sunny D bad for you, not is Sunny D bad, but how bad Sunny D is for you. That is because Sunny D is unhealthy. Sunny D contains 14 grams of sugar per 8 fluid ounces, which is a serving, according to their own bottles and website. That is more than 1.5 grams of sugar per fluid ounce and does not even account for the sugars in the chemicals that the Sunny D Corporation decides to put in their drink. That is not only disgusting, that's downright despicable and evil. Do you really want to be drinking an evil beverage? As a beverage that's advertised to children, the youth. It's not okay that a glass of Sunny D is almost half of the daily requirements of sugar. That means you can't eat any more sugar for the rest of the day, or you'll explode. Now, I have many, many sources, and I'm going to start with these sources. IsItBadForYou.com says that Sunny D, I have evidence right here. Oh, come on. Is it bad for you? Sunny D. The short answer, Sunny D is bad for you. It's loaded with sugar, has artificial sweeteners and coloring agents, and has almost no nutritional content. Did you know Sunny D doesn't have any protein? How can something with fruit have no protein? I'll tell you why. It's because of the sugar and additives. Sunny D is not only bad for your system, it's bad for your teeth. It leaves a stain. It got an F. An F doesn't pass a class. An F, you have to repeat a class. Sunny D has to repeat the class of being a good drink. Now, that's not the only thing I have in evidence. The Center for Science in the Public Interest, which is a .org, so they have to pay even more money for their website because they're so serious, found that Sunny D irresponsibly mismarkets their products as having more natural ingredients than they actually do. And that the amount of sugar additives and chemicals in Sunny D makes it a cocktail of doom. You really want to drink a cocktail of doom? I don't. I don't want your children to. I don't want my children to. And even though I don't like him, I don't want Derrick to either. I got to win a debate. I can't have him explode. Now, where was I? I yield my time to the moderator. But just remember, Sunny D doesn't even taste good. Sunny D is a drink that, when asked, most people say, I don't know. I think I used to as a kid. Now, nostalgia is a powerful drug. It certainly helps. But can you remember those childhood shows that you watch as a child? And then you watch them back, and they're not good. I used to watch Roly Poly Oly as a child. I watched that when I was about 16 years old for the first time in almost a decade. That show sucks. Sunny D is the Roly Poly Oly of beverages. I used to like it as a kid, and now I'm not sure, but I am sure because Sunny D tastes bad. I can taste yellow dye number 8. I can taste red dye number 6. Those additives will destroy your system. Sunny D is more harmful than soda. I yield my time.
Well, thank you very much, Micah. That was a lot of information out there. So next up in this debate, we will have Derrick cross-examining Micah.
This is correct. Mr. Pellegrini, how are you
Mr.
today?
Harnish.
In your final parts of your evidence statement, you stated that yellow dye number 8 and red dye number 6 were both present in the Sunny Delight beverage. I would like to take you to my prior evidence of the Sunny D bottle itself and to the back here where not one point does it have any, see if I can get this up there, any yellow dye number 8 or red dye number 6.
I think I said it the other way around, actually.
I believe it was not. I believe you can go back and ask the judges and they will agree with me that you said the other way around. Now, if you are going to slander ingredients that are in Sunny D, but you won't even take the time to actually study the ingredients that are actually in Sunny D, I begin to wonder how much you really know. Micah, can you describe what Sunny D is for me?
Can you repeat the question, but in different terminology, please?
Can you tell me what Sunny D is? What is Sunny D?
Sunny D is an orange drink substitute, as so claims.
I would like to bring you again to the Sunny D bottle where it actually insists that Orange D is an orange flavored citrus punch with other natural flavors. And even on the side of the bottle, it just says orange drink. Nowhere does it say it is a substitute because instead it is its own unique beverage.
I would like to put on the record that it's not juice, it is a drink, which is more harmful.
Can you show me your evidence that supports that?
Can you show me the evidence that it disproves?
I believe I asked first. I don't think you're cross-examining me, so I don't think you can ask me any questions at this moment.
Well, that was my response, actually. The question was my response.
Well, I don't have to answer because I'm not being cross-examined.
Okay.
You can ask me that in my cross-examination.
Okay.
Now, I would like to go to your evidence from isitbad.com.
Yes, of course.
You have that printed on paper, am I right?
It is also a URL link.
Can you screen share that for me, please?
I will try my darndest.
Because what my question is that if I can only be supplied it on paper, how am I to know that you did not just simply doctor this evidence? And you're showing me false results.
Because I'm not clever enough to come up with the URL isitbadforyou.com.
Okay. Thank you.
It sure does. It's also approved by Dr. Robert Cook. Now, I'm not sure if you know about this, but doctor means that you had to go to school.
Yes, but he could very easily be a doctor in English studies for all we know.
Yes, he could, which is why this is so eloquently written.
Now, if you had a drink that you did not like,
can I unscreen share this?
You may. If you had a drink that you did not like and you wanted to find out if it was good, would that be your first website to go to?
Isitbadforyou.com?
Yes.
Can you repeat the question?
If you were trying to find out if something was bad for you, would you just go to that website first instead of doing actual research?
Well, it actually wasn't the first website I went to. I typed in Sunny D bad, and that was that was on the first page of results, so it wasn't actually that hard to find.
Okay, thank you. Now, I'd like to ask, when was the last time you took a sip of Sunny D?
Certainly within the past 22 years. I could say within the past 10 years, maybe. I can't be sure.
So if you cannot recall the last time you drank Sunny D, then how are you so sure that you completely remember the experience of Sunny D?
1 second, please. Because I knew you would pull some sort of stunt, so I have proven my own stunt. Having my own bottle of Sunny D to experience the taste itself. Because I want to prove to you that Sunny D is bad, I will show you my reaction.
Now, hold on. Is this the Sunny D orange strawberry?
This is because my mom's boyfriend bought me this because he thought it would help, and I said, I mean, it kind of doesn't help, but
all right.
I would like to put on the record that I did not buy this.
I would like to, if you would please the idea, I would like to do a side-by-side tasting of the strawberry orange Sunny D.
I would like to put on record that this smells like orange rinds, as in the peel of the orange, not actual oranges itself. And it doesn't smell like strawberry at all. I'm trying to decant Sunny D. All right. On the count of 3, can the moderator actually count? I don't want any bias.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's quite. Thank you, moderator Cameron.
Thank you.
I'm gonna need a second sip because that first sip was quite sweet, actually.
It's quite sweet. Now, is this a genuine reaction?
That was a genuine reaction. It didn't go down correctly. That's because this is bad.
Now, I would like to bring you to your statement. 1 serving of Sunny D has 14 grams of sugar, therefore it must be bad for you. Would you agree with this statement?
I would say 14 grams of sugar in an 8 fluid ounce container of a drink, and you were to drink the whole thing, I would say it would be bad for you.
Now, say we're just talking about a serving of Sunny D. Would you say that ingesting that amount of sugar is bad for you in 1 serving of Sunny D, the 14 grams?
In a drink, yes, but not in a food.
Can you explain the difference?
Well, because the debate is actually about Sunny D and not a food, Derrick.
Well, actually, I would like to point out that Sunny D is actually made from foods such as orange, grapefruit, and apple.
Yes, and it's also made from yellow number 6 and red number 40. So
yes, but I've red number 40. Yes,
I'm reading it from bottle itself.
I read from bottle itself also to check.
Cameron, how much time is there left? There's got to be like 2 minutes left. I feel like you're really dropping the ball here, Cam.
That was the first laugh.
All right, if you don't know how to type, just say it. How much time is left?
Oh, sorry, I said 2 minutes exactly.
Cool. Thank you.
Now, I want to bring you back to you saying that Sunny D is not refreshing. I'd like to bring you back to my previous evidence, if you wouldn't mind.
I was not refreshed. I would like to put on record that Micah Pellegrini, was not refreshed by Sunny D. I had a gagging.
Now, would you agree that the sound that I just made is a sound of refreshment?
I think it's a sound of you breathing outwardly.
Would you agree that that sound signals refreshingness after having taken a sip of a refreshing beverage?
Is breathing oxygen a refreshing beverage? Because your exhale was quite dramatic.
I would like to replay the sound clip for everyone.
Cool. There's got to be like a minute left, right, Cam? Like, yeah, okay, cool.
Now,
yeah.
The combination of the and the together, wouldn't you agree that that is universally a sign of someone being refreshed by a beverage?
I don't think I understand the question.
Am I expressing being refreshed when I go after drinking a Sunny D? Thank you. Okay. I end my cross-examination.
Fantastic. Now we will switch the cross-examination. Micah will once again go up and question Derrick.
Mr. Harnish.
Mr. Pellegrini, how are you today?
Doing quite well. How are you? I'd like to put into evidence. I'm not putting into evidence. I am refuting some things that you had put into your evidence. I like to bring you to bestdrinkoftheworld.com is a site that cannot be reached because it's a site that does not exist.
May I ask you?
No, you cannot ask me anything, actually. Tweets by former President Barack Obama. Tweets and replies. He did not actually reply to Joe Biden about anything, let alone Sunny D. And lastly, the most damning of your evidence was the Logan Paul Sunny D apology video. When search Logan Paul Sunny D, nothing comes up but Jake Paul stuff. That's because Logan Paul never made Sunny D stuff. My opponent has doctrined evidence in ways to support. Now, Mr. Harnish, why did you doctrine evidence? That is my question.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for finally asking a question after all this time. I would like to point out, I can share it again, but you have seen my evidence. I have not doctored any part of that. I'm still in undergrad. There's no way I could doctor anything.
Mr. Harnish, would you agree that a 7-year-old with all the time in the world because they do not have a job currently because they quit their job could easily find out how to use Photoshop and barely use it to doctrine evidence?
I don't think a 7-year-old.
I would like you to answer the question yes or no.
I don't think you provided me a question in which I could just simply answer yes or no.
All right.
I did not ask that.
I'd like to move on to the next question.
I'd like to answer the question that I've been asked. Please, if you would mind.
I'd like to strike that from the record, actually.
Okay.
Do you know how easy it is to attempt to contact a representative from Sunny D? It is damn near impossible. I sent a contact information to from sunnyd.com, and they have not gotten back to me. Sunny D does not have a customer service number to call. Can you believe that?
Is that a question? Am I allowed to answer and give a full sentence, please? If you would mind.
My question is, do you know do you understand the hardships it is to contact a representative from Sunny D?
Okay, well, if you wanted me to answer that question, you should have asked that question, first of all.
I did.
You did, and then you started talking more, so I couldn't answer the question. But
cool.
Anyhow, I believe it is very difficult to contact Sunny D. I tried to myself, but I would like to say that it is most likely most difficult because of how popular Sunny D is. I mean, if Sunny D wasn't popular and good, we wouldn't even be talking about it, would we? No, because many people think Sunny D is good, and that's why it is still around today. That's why I have 2 bottles of it right here that I could access very easily, a 2-minute drive from my house.
Would you say that a popular Twitter would have only 100,000 Twitter followers, maybe 150?
I would say that the amount of Twitter followers a company has does not actually measure how popular it is.
But Sunny D Twitter has 54.7 thousand followers. I wouldn't say that a popular... I will type in another popular brand. Say Kim Kardashian West, a popular brand, has 66.4 million Twitter followers. Now, even 66.4 thousand Twitter followers would be more. Would you say Kim Kardashian is popular? That is a question.
I mean, I would obviously say Kim Kardashian is popular, but if you'd let me continue about my statements about Sunny D, if the target audience for Sunny D is the one you'd want to make me believe, which is children instead of people of all ages, then I'm going to live in your world for Sunny D is for children in a bit and ask you how many people under the age of 13 are legally allowed to use Twitter.
I don't know.
You don't know? Do you know the age? I can look it up right now. Do you know the age?
No, I do not. The PBS Kids Twitter, directed at kids, has the word kids in it, has 627.4 thousand Twitter followers. That is more than 10 times more.
But wouldn't you argue that parents would want to keep track of?
I'm the one asking the damn questions. All right. Sunny D contains sodium calcium editate, which is a medication that helps treat lead poisoning. Why the hell does Sunny D need that in its product? You can read that from the damn bottle.
Say the name of it again.
Sodium calcium editate.
Sodium calcium editate.
It says it's to protect colors. What the hell is that shit?
Sodium calcium editate.
It is the last one. It is the last ingredient on the Sunny D orange strawberry container that I have in my possession. It is right after red number 40, right above distributed by Sunny Delight Beverage Company in Stamford, Connecticut.
Say the name again. Sodium
calcium editate. I think I've said it quite enough.
I would like to point out that is not on.
I would like to point out that is on this Sunny D bottle. So bring up the other Sunny D bottle.
Bring up the other Sunny D bottle? I will gladly bring up the other Sunny D bottle. It is not on this one either.
Well, then why the hell is it on this product? Why are they inconsistent then? That is my next question.
When did you purchase that bottle?
This bottle was purchased today, apparently.
I also purchased this bottle.
I did not purchase this bottle. It's on the record that I did not purchase this bottle.
Can I ask, do you know what store that bottle was produced? Because I also want to get to the bottom of this.
This was purchased at a Stop and Shop store.
This was purchased at a Stop and Shop.
In a bargain bin that cost $1.
It was in a bargain bin.
A bargain bin of sorts. It's not called a bargain bin, but it's one of those things in the middle of an aisle that disrupts the pathway of walking to and fro. We all have the thing where
I got you.
All right, yeah. It's in the middle of the frozen section aisle. Put that on record.
We could argue that these bottles were made at different times, and thus it has changed since either yours or mine has been made.
Mr. Harnish, when does your bottle say it is expiring?
Which bottle?
The Sunny D Orange Strawberry.
The Sunny D Orange Strawberry?
Yes.
My bottle expires on September 5th, 2020.
And mine, December 1st, 2020. Would you really think that in 3 months they would just add a new thing out of their batch?
I would like to also move, if you would, to my regular Sunny D bottle.
I would not, because that has nothing. That is not the question I'm asking.
That's not the question.
Right, I have one more damning piece of evidence.
I would like to argue that this evidence cannot be submitted, as this is not the evidence phase, but rather the
cross-examination phase. All right, I'm going to ask
phase.
a fucking question, Derrick. Jesus.
This is the debate. I got to go all in. I have to win.
You know the atrocity of December 26, 1999?
The atrocity of December 26, 1999?
Where a 4-year-old's drink. I bring to you BBC News. This is also a website. I did not doctrine this. A 4-year-old's skin color was changed to a yellowy color after drinking too much Sunny Delight. What the hell is that? You tell me. Why the hell would it drink?
I would like to give several responses to this. First of all, this should not be inserted in evidence, as this is new evidence being brought up after the evidence. This is not new evidence.
I asked you a question about this. Do you know of it?
Well, it is not evidence that was presented to me. I didn't have a chance to cross-examine that evidence, so I think it's unfair for you to bring it up to me at the end of my cross-examination.
This was easily findable if you even went to the Sunny D Wikipedia page. Have you no merit?
First off, Wikipedia. Have you no respect for the facts?
This is off of BBC News. This is off of BBC News.
Second of all, I am not arguing against the validity of your evidence. I'm saying that it can't be submitted, as it was submitted at an incorrect time, and I haven't had a chance.
Did you know that my opponent is scared that I actually have damning evidence?
I am not scared. I am not scared. I am just upset that the debate format is being tarnished in such a way that the cross-examination phase is being used as sort of a second evidence phase for you, rather than an actual cross-examination phase.
Mr. Moderator, I just like to ask you, how much time did I have left in my regular evidence?
You currently have 37 seconds.
Okay, but how much did I have?
You had a minute left.
I had a minute left when I stopped doing regular evidence?
Like, as in your evidence section?
When I submitted all my evidence before, how much time did I have remaining? I'm now cross-examining him. I'm done cross-examining Derrick. Because this is the
You
last.
had about 3 minutes, but because that was in the evidence phase, it does not cross over into the next section.
All right, whatever. He doesn't know anything.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, moderator.
All right. Now that we have moved past that section, we will be heading on to judge questions. Judges, you may ask your questions to Derrick regarding his evidence and cross-examination.
Hello, judges.
Hello, Derrick.
How are you all today?
Doing fine.
James, how is Outback Steakhouse? Wonderful.
Great. So, Derrick, you said that Vsauce made a video in defense of Sunny D.
Yes.
What did he claim in the video? You just kind of showed us a screenshot. You did not say anything that he said in the video.
I was afraid I was going to go over time on my evidence phase by showing the full video.
Fair enough.
But he said in his video that because of the 100% vitamin C and the fact that it should not be taken so seriously as a beverage, since it is simply a children's beverage, which I don't agree with necessarily, but he said that the 100% Sunny D is vitamin C rather is a great way for children to get their vitamin C, which would be hard for them to get otherwise because kids don't want to eat fruits, as you might know from being a child once.
Mm-hmm. Follow-up question. You leaned into Vsauce's validity saying that he was a scientist. Science is very commonly backed up and referred to. Is there any other science channel or other scientist that has backed up these claims that Vsauce has made?
Yes, Hank Green has. Dr. Fauci's posted a YouTube video about it. I don't have the screenshots because I didn't prepare those for evidence, but I would like to point out that those two very promisable scientists, alongside Bill Nye, I'd like to add, have all gone in favor of Sunny D.
Derrick.
Yes.
You had given so many different names for what the D could stand for in Sunny D. Are you worried that because it seems to be having an identity crisis that could be giving the buyers a negative effect?
Well, I don't think it's an identity crisis at all, personally. I think the D in the Sunny D having so many names shows to how many audiences it appeals to and how many people can truly enjoy Sunny D. You know, the kids might be in it for the delight, but the adults might be in it for the dude or the drink it all up. The grandparents might be in it for dang, as in dang, that's a one-of-a-kind drink. And any other D you could claim to be, I think the D makes Sunny D a universal drink for all buyers.
Interesting.
Yes. Versatility, if you will.
Have you ever heard the phrase, looks can be deceiving?
I have. It's been referred to me many times.
Well, one could also say that tastes can be deceiving. Just because something tastes good does not necessarily mean that it is good. Can you back up a claim that it's not just about the taste, but there's more to it?
Yes, I would like to say that in addition to the taste being just, I mean, you've heard my delight over Sunny D.
We've heard it quite a few times, yes.
I'd like to say that 100% vitamin C is nothing to shake a stick at. I think that is something you really have to take into account when accounting how good Sunny D actually is. And for some people who might not like how Sunny D tastes, I'm not going to argue against that, but I do want to point out that if you don't like how it tastes necessarily, drinking smaller quantities will still give you the necessary vitamin C you'll need to get healthier or go about your day. Or as I said, get wealthier.
Now, you did mention that one serving of Sunny D has 100% vitamin C.
Yes.
So if you're suggesting to people who don't like the taste to have smaller doses, that does mean that they will be having less vitamin C, correct?
Yes, but it also leaves them free to have vitamin C sources that they do enjoy. You see, it is helping you in your consumption of vitamin C throughout the day.
Interesting.
Yes.
Do we have any questions from our third judge?
Are you guys able to hear?
A little bit.
In and out.
So I do have a question. Okay. I'm gonna hope that this works. So my question to Derrick would be, you made an appeal to nostalgia, and anyone who knows me knows that I'm a very nostalgic kind of guy. My question would be, Micah brought up that Sunny D has 14 grams of sugar and 2 very specific dyes. Are those dyes part of the nostalgic factor, do you think?
Well, I would like to bring up a dye that Micah said that the orange strawberry Sunny D has, the red dye number 40. Now, if you were a kid and you've ever reached your hand into a bag of Starburst or grabbed an Airheads per se, and you just remember that amazing, delicious taste of a cherry Starburst or an Airheads, you will remember your childhood in that red dye number 40, which is very common amongst red sweet beverages. So I think that the dyes can also play a lot of factors into the nostalgia.
Now,
No
one
further
last
questions.
question
That's
from.
Thank you.
Great. One last question from me.
Yes.
Micah has brought up a bunch of evidence claiming Sunny D is incredibly unhealthy. Can you counter this claim with, along with your? I know you've brought up vitamin C as your main health, but can you counter the evidence of all the negative effects that it supposedly has?
I'd first like to bring up the percentage that Micah brought up for the amount of sugar in one serving of Sunny D. He claimed that was half of your daily consumption of sugar. Now, I'd like to bring you to the Sunny D bottle, of course, where you can see in the nutrition facts that it is in fact only 24% of your daily sugar. Not only meaning that it's not nearly as bad as Micah said, but it also allows you to have other sugar things throughout the day. Sunny D will not stop you from eating healthier foods. Now, I won't agree that Sunny D is the healthiest food alive. I mean, if we all ate the healthiest food alive, we wouldn't eat because it all tastes disgusting. I'd argue that Sunny D is just healthy enough to be a very, very good thing to consume.
Thank you. I have no more questions.
Now, Derrick, one last thing before we switch who we are asking questions for. When Micah was cross-examining you, he talked about the hardship of trying to communicate with someone from the Sunny D team, and you corroborated that.
Yeah.
And you went on to talk about how it was because that they have that it's so popular that they cannot reach people. Is that correct?
That is what I said. Yes.
Now, would you say that that their popularity has led them to become too busy, or has it led them to have sort of a holier-than-thou complex where they can't be bothered to reach out to fans?
I'd like to argue that it's made them too busy, and I'd like to point out that we are in a very tough time in the world. COVID-19 has hit us all very hard, and I think with working from home, it has most likely become a lot harder for Sunny D representatives to respond to emails sent out from people. So I believe that its popularity, along with the hardships that we are all facing, has made it extraordinarily difficult for Sunny Delight to get back to people in a timely manner. Sorry for demonetizing our video, by the way, by bringing up COVID-19.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
All right. We will now bring in Micah to question as well.
Thank you.
Now, Micah, you've claimed that Sunny D is evil and a cocktail of doom.
Yes.
But Derrick also claims that it is endorsed by God and Barack Obama. Are you saying that God and Barack are evil?
As I proved, it was actually not endorsed by Barack Obama.
Oh, okay.
And that is, I would like to point out that the Twitter that that Derrick is pointing to was not verified, so that's actually not the official God Twitter.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Okay.
I just thought of that now.
Wonderful. In your evidence phase, you mentioned that Sunny D does not have any protein, and that something that has fruits in it should have protein. Do you happen to know how much protein is in a given orange?
I do not offhand.
Do you even know that an orange is supposed to have protein?
Fruits are supposed to have protein. I'm fairly positive.
Okay.
I took a physical health class.
Okay.
I got an A- in it. I only got an A- because I didn't show up 4 times.
Did you talk about oranges during that time?
Me? No, I did not.
Okay. So to say that all fruits have protein, so you are saying in that statement that orange, being a fruit, does in fact have protein.
Fruits actually just do have protein. That is that's like just a fact. I don't know how to.
Yeah, yes, but fruits are very different. Apples and bananas are not the same thing. And in fact, apples and oranges is used as a consideration to say that two things that are being compared should not be compared.
Per cup, oranges have 1.7 grams of protein, and bananas have 1.3 grams.
Okay.
So fruit, they do have qualities in which protein exists, but in Sunny D, they do not. That is because all the sugars and stuff kind of like nullify the effects of the real fruits that it uses.
Okay. Well, I would like to say that many high-praise drinks have a lot of sugar and unhealthy nutrients and ingredients put in, such as Pepsi, Arnold Palmer, Coke, lemonade, etc.
Sure.
So are you also saying that all these drinks are also bad and or evil or cocktails of doom?
I like this. This is not actually about other drinks. It's just about Sunny D. I do appreciate you using other examples, but this is purely about Sunny D and not about lemonade or Arnold Palmer, as you say. I believe sodas have an unfair advantage because sodas are notoriously known for being unhealthy, yet Sunny D promotes itself as being that.
So are you avoiding the question on whether or not other beverages are evil?
I wouldn't say I'm avoiding the question. I'm answering a different question.
Oh, okay.
Can you repeat the question that you're trying to ask me?
Yes. So basically what I am asking is, Sunny D can be considered a part of a drink food group that is very high in sugar and possibly not the greatest in nutrients. Are you claiming, since you claim that Sunny D is evil and or a cocktail of doom, that all drinks of this nature are bad and evil?
Well, Cameron, as I pointed out in my opening statement, would you drink a 8-ounce cup of grease?
That doesn't answer the question.
Yeah, that does not actually.
It is proving that there are drinks.
Is the grease drinkable? Is that gonna kill me if I drink grease?
Yes.
Then am I gonna die if I drink Sunny D?
That's not what I'm saying. You can't die if you just drink grease, because grease is in foods. So grease enters your system, but it's unhealthy. Soda's unhealthy. I'm just saying that all these things are unhealthy. And adding on to the fact that it changes skin color, adding on to the fact that they lie about marketing, it's pretty damning, I would say.
Okay.
Thank you.
So my question here would have to be, Micah, you made a really big point to stress the dyes in Sunny D, multiple dyes. My question is, what makes dyes like so harmful that they're? I'm not going to say that dyes are good for you, but I would think without education, without educating myself, that they're neutral. What makes them go into that sort of like negative realm? What is so negative about dyes and food? Because it doesn't seem that harmful.
Well, thank you for your question. It's a very good question. As you can see, my pop mic has gotten higher as the questions have gotten deeper. Well, first of all, the fact that it's kind of screaming at you that they want you to die, it's pretty harmful. It's pretty malicious that red dye number 40 really just wants you to die. I don't think that's very positive. But they're chemical additives. I mean, the reason that pool water tastes bad, it's not the water, it's the chlorine additive. And also the pee, which is also a chemical additive. But yeah, that is my answer to the question. Thank you for your question.
I have one more. So you made sure to point out that there were 14 grams of sugar in each serving of Sunny D.
Yes.
Is a fruit-based beverage? Isn't fruit already notorious for having a copious amount of sugar just by itself?
Those are natural sugars, and not nearly. They are in small quantities comparative to the additives and chemicals. As I pointed out, one of the ingredients was a medication for lead poisoning. I mean, you don't really need that in your drink, do you? And just because it's not on Derrick's bottle, it certainly is on my bottle. And
Can we see that?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, my camera's not that good. May I send a picture?
That works.
I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna leave the focus so I can go over to a better lighted area because this is not the best lit room. I should probably not send it on Snapchat. I have sent it to the chat. And I have highlighted the area in white brackets.
Okay.
Has Paul frozen for anybody else?
Micah, I have one more
Yes,
question.
he is. Paul is on mine as well.
Yes, he's.
Paul's going to be removed from the stream just so. What was your question?
So my question would be, oh my god, literally I forgot it as soon as I asked.
That's actually not a verified. That's not a verified Twitter account, actually. Now that you're mentioning it, I just like to prove that again. That's not the actual God. That is a
Thank you.
God.
Thank you for that evidence. Yeah, I do have a second question or another question.
Is it okay if we also stall time for Judge Paul to come back?
Yes, we can.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. You can ask your question though.
Oh, okay, great. Sorry, yes.
Or do you want to wait for Paul to?
I can wait for Paul as well. Yes.
Cool. How's your day going, guys?
Well, I was thrown into a.
Can I be in on this part?
Yes, please.
Yeah. This no talk. This is recess. No talks about the case.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was thrown into a monitor position that I was not ready for.
Paul has texted me that his internet is gone. Swiper stole it.
Oh.
Very good.
Okay.
If we could just stall for maybe 5 minutes.
Sure.
He says it's back
Well,
now.
Okay.
to answer your question, Micah, my day is going very interesting because I totally forgot this was a thing, and I forgot I was going out to dinner with my fam. So I'm currently sitting in the car doing this in the parking lot of an Outback Steakhouse, just hoping that I don't go through all my cellular tonight.
Cool. All right.
Well, sorry about my my departure.
Seasons Bleedings.
Hello.
And welcome to Specifically Devoid.
All right. Well, anyway, back to my question.
Yeah.
So, earlier in the case, you showed us your reaction to drinking Sunny D.
Yes, would you like another showing?
Actually, that's actually what I would like to bring up. When you showed us this, you took a second sip of the D, which in many cultures can prove that you like said drink. Can you explain why you took that second sip?
The second sip was Derrick did not believe me about the first sip's authenticity, so it was to repurpose my reaction. It was not out of want. I can promise you that.
Okay. And a follow-up question.
Sure.
You claimed that your mother's boyfriend bought you said Sunny D. However, you knew exactly where it was located and bought from in the store.
Yes.
Those things don't seem to coexist.
This is actually a good point. I wanted to talk about this. The Stop and Shop and Citizens Bank in my town are combined. The Citizens Bank is within the Stop and Shop. So I went to the bank yesterday, and I asked my mother's boyfriend, "Would you like me to pick up anything while I'm at Stop and Shop?" And he said yogurt, which is by the frozen food section in the Stop and Shop. And that is where I saw the thing. I will not lie. I don't want to take another. That was the whole point. I didn't want to take another. It was for the judges, Derrick. But I was thinking about buying it as a prop. But I said, no, I don't want to support this company.
Okay.
So that is why I know I went to the store in which it was bought very recently within the past 24 hours.
Thank you.
Going back to the additives, the sodium calcium editate, which you have mentioned that is used to cure lead poisoning.
Yes.
You question why that would be added to the drink. However, you did not say whether that was whether sodium calcium editate is particularly bad for you or not.
Well, is there a question in there?
Yeah, can you prove that sodium calcium editate is a bad thing that should not be in this drink, or that is making the drink worse?
I will sure try to.
That's what I'm looking for.
Sorry, I got a text message from my mother who is currently doing that.
Well, off the top of your head, what is sodium calcium editate and how does it affect your body?
Off the top of my head, it's an. Do we want to wait for James? Oh, he's back. James, can you hear us?
Hello.
Okay.
I
Off the
hear
top
you.
of my head,
Can you hear me?
yes. It is off the top of my head. It is used. It's used as a preservative additive. From the top of my head, but it also prevents blood clotting. So what? So I was basically saying what in Sunny D needs to have that. Like if there wasn't any sodium calcium editate, what would be the effects of Sunny D?
Well, you said it yourself. It's a preservative.
Oh, it's a preservative additive, yes. But
So that's why it would be.
It adds no flavor or volume substance.
But it's a preservative. That's what preservatives do, is they preserve.
Right. But it's used to cure lead poisoning.
Also.
And, yes, but that's
it's not in the drink to cure lead poisoning.
I don't know that.
Well, does the drink have lead?
It would seem to be. Maybe. Hold on. It would seem to be maybe that there is a possibility.
So let me get this straight. You are on the record saying that Sunny D may or probably has lead.
I'm not saying that it does, but there is no evidence that proves that Sunny D does not have the manufacturing process of Sunny D does not have lead materials. Because as you say, in 1963, two brothers want to make it great. Why would you change the formula? And back in the 60s, there were less restrictions on food and drugs. The FDA was really cracked down.
So, hold on.
Derrick,
I'm sorry. Are you saying that the preservative in the drink is meant for lead poisoning and not for preserving the drink itself?
It says it's to preserve the coloring of the drink, which is stupid.
Valid.
Noted.
Because there's already dyes. Like, why would you need that?
All right. Well, I have enough questions. I am done asking questions.
I'm good as well.
I have one more question for Micah. So you make a point to, I guess I'm trying to find the right word. You're trying to just totally go at Sunny D's nutritional facts. You're trying to make it seem as though it's not nutritious, and you are at the same time also just totally going at the taste of it. So my question would be, is your case to say that Sunny D does not taste well? Is your case to say Sunny D is not healthy for you, or both?
I would like to say that my entire case is a combined effort to prove not only is Sunny D an immoral company, not only is Sunny D the product is bad, but the end result, which is to drink, is also dissatisfying.
All right.
Okay, no further questions.
Okay. We will now hear final statements from our two debaters. Derrick, you will go first.
Thank you. And what an truly interesting round of questions that was. Judges, Micah, person probably watching at home sometime in the future, but definitely not now. I think I have proven my case well enough. God is on my side. Barack Obama is on my side. Vsauce is on my side. And the most damning positive thing is that Logan Paul is not. Now, Micah has used buzzwords to try to use his argument on why Sunny D is bad. Buzzwords as evil. Buzzwords as a lot of sugar. Buzzwords as cocktail of doom. And his arguments have been mostly emotions first with facts backing his emotions, rather than facts first with emotions that are because of the facts. Micah has tried to prevent apologies. I'm a little excited about Sunny D. Micah has tried to present evidence outside of the evidence phase and has tried to use gotcha tactics to try to win this debate, which I think is immoral and against rules of regular debates. Of course, this is a debate for entertainment, so immorality is sort of out of the question, I guess. Micah has claimed that sodium calcium editate and I will say that again, in words sodium calcium editate, being in Sunny D, he has claimed it is for lead poisoning when very clearly in the bottle that he has shown us says that it is to protect color. And I'd like to point out that the place that it claims to say sodium calcium editate, which I've written down so I can say it, is not what it says in the bottle. So I think that is another gotcha tactic by using more scientific ways to describe sodium calcium editate. I think that is another gotcha tactic that is proof that Micah has to use gotcha tactics to prevent himself from facing the facts that he does not have near enough evidence to dispute my case that Sunny D is a good beverage that brings nostalgia to all, and it might not be the most healthiest drink for you, but a drink doesn't necessarily need to be the most healthy to be the most delicious, and there are some very good health benefits to drinking Sunny D in moderation, of course. I would like to finally point out once again, just show one more piece of information, and this is the last sip of the episode of Sunny D to just show the real D in Sunny D once again. That D meaning delight, of course. In conclusion, Sunny D is good. And that is what this debate is all about. That is what the graphic says about the debate, is that it is good. Sunny D is good. I rest my case.
Thank you. And our final statement from Micah.
I'd like to reiterate how thankful I am to the judges, to Cameron for moderating this on such short notice, on overseeing such a pressing issue our society faces. Sunny delight. I have given you direct facts that attribute Sunny D as not only anecdotally unsatisfying, but harmful to the body. Bad is objective. To me, to you, to the viewers. But nostalgia is a powerful thing. Sunny D is a nostalgic memory. Sunny D is a memory tainted by childhood wonder. The copious amounts of sugars would make any child seethe at the fact that it is not water or another sugary drink, such as Pepsi, lemonade, or Arnold Palmer, as previously stated by one of the judges. My opponent showed you screenshots of pictures that he doctrined by himself because he has no case. He has completely held his case on hearsay. He does not have real evidence at all. He has used the Sunny D bottle, which, why would Sunny D say anything bad about its own company? That is all Derrick has done. Derrick has not only said nothing of research, nothing of science, but he does not have any even basic statistic polling about Sunny D. He has not brought that into evidence. This is not new evidence. This is fact. This is stuff that you haven't done. Derrick has not done any of these things. I'm not bringing into evidence anything. I am bringing forth the things that Derrick has yet to provide. He has yet to provide anything like this. That's because Derrick, I have not provided polling. Sunny D is not good. Sunny D is bad. Sunny D is not only bad for your body, for your mind, for your soul, but its harmful effects have lifelong implications that include death. I yield my time.
All right, thank you very much. The judges will now convene, and we will make a decision. The other two shall step out of the chat, and we'll come back in when we have made a decision.
How do we know when they're out of the chat?
Good question.
I'll leave my
Very
stream
good
on,
question.
and then I'll show you that like I'm opening and closing my door.
Ah,
Okay.
great. All right.
I think we should declare a mistrial because of doctored evidence, unsubstantiated claims, and other tomfoolery and buffoonery. I think we cannot make an official ruling.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. However, I do feel like we need to because we were hired to do so.
For the sake of this being an entertainment debate and not an actual debate, that's more than okay.
That's true. All right. I say we could mistrial it.
Oh no!
Are we in
no,
agreement?
I meant all the tomfoolery is quite all right.
I see.
an
Yes.
Well,
All right,
also,
what if-
since it's entertainment, wouldn't it be entertaining if we turn them down and make them do it again?
Oh my god, that's so perfect.
Yeah, that'd be... All right, what if we open with that, and then we'll come up with like a real, not real.
Yeah. Let's come up with an actual like ruling, and then we'll start it and just be like, yeah, it's a mistrial. There was doctor.
Yeah. All right, sounds good.
All right. Cool.
So who do we think? Who are we leaning towards?
I will say,
Well,
I looked up the Logan Paul Sunny D apology, and that was not real. It did not exist. So that was false information brought on to the case by one Derrick. However, I feel like Micah's did not raise a very high standard on why Sunny D was bad. It was just mostly focused on what it was made of.
and
Yeah,
what it was
it
made
didn't
of
really.
not.
Yeah, it didn't take a stance on why the things he listed that were in it that were not good were not good. He just said that he just kind of gave blanket statements like all fruits have protein, things like that. And the claim about lead being in Sunny D is just bonkers. Complete. It's just ridiculous.
Well, I gotta say that this debate is very tough from a judge perspective in the sense that a lot of it is subjective. There's not a whole lot of facts. And I would say Micah was the one that probably used more facts, as Derrick was trying to appeal a lot to the nostalgia and how it makes people feel, which is good because it's a beverage. But at the same time, it makes it very tough to judge when you sort of have to go on someone's word and there's not many objective facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's also part
hard.
of why I want to call a mistrial, because obviously you can't legally say whether something is good or not unless it's a very extreme thing, like just being oh well, a terrorist attack is bad because it kills people, like that sort of
thing. I think
obviously that's not Sunny D. That's not where we are with that. I think that at the end of the day, neither of them gave compelling enough cases to make me think that it should be there should be an objective winner.
I think we should go off of, based on the two arguments, we should just decide what we feel about Sunny D based on what they have said. That's what we should go on. But also we lost one of our judges, so I don't know what to do now.
I think we wait for him to come back and then pick up this conversation at that point.
I'm just concerned that he can't come back because Micah's not on the...
Oh, that is true. He can talk in chat, though, I believe.
Yeah, let me grab that up.
He is back.
Oh, he is back.
I'm just looking at my laptop because it's low on power.
Okay. We will halt on our decision making.
Have you made a decision yet?
We're working on it.
Okay, I appreciate this. Okay.
So, I think he's here, but he can't talk.
James, can you hear us? Put something in chat if you can hear us. Oh, I'm taking that for a no.
Well, what were you thinking for your side you're going to go on?
That's the thing is I really am having trouble deciding which one.
I am leaning towards it's good just because he did bring up nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
And good is subjective because there wasn't really a point about if it was like good morally or good like as a drink. There wasn't like a solid argument. I feel like they were both arguing something different.
Yeah, again, which brings me back to mistrial.
You know, I'm leaning more towards that every second. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, I feel like Derrick's argument did not. His evidence did not sway me, but he held firm on his cross-examination and his and our questions to him. And Micah, I thought he had a strong case. Like his evidence was strong, cross-examination was strong, but his answers to us were very insufficient. So I think it's kind of even.
I agree. All right. James says he's leaning towards Derrick.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Great. All right. Well, I am also leaning towards mistrial, just because I still feel like they were arguing two different things.
Yeah. I'm going to communicate with that with James.
Mm. All right, what if we say mistrial, but if they don't accept that as an answer, we'll just go with Derrick?
I am fine with that.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to send that to James, just so I'm not typing out the whole thing?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Okay, that's good. James believes that mistrial is good, so we are in agreement about that.
Great. All right, then shall we bring him back in?
Let's wait for James's approval of your question about. That's a thumbs up from James, so I'm going to say that. Oh, he's writing a response now. Yes, perfect. Okay, so we will claim mistrial, and then if they make us pick, we will pick Derrick.
Boom. All right.
Okay.
Bring him on back.
All right. I will message the group that we are ready. That message is sent.
Perfect. Here they come. Would you like to say, or should I?
I think you should as the moderator.
All right, will do.
Oh, there's two Jameses?
I don't know. We kind of lost James halfway through, but I think he can still hear us.
I believe he is back.
Oh, perfect.
Hey, y'all. think I'm
How did it go?
All right. So, gentlemen,
I had to come back because apparently they lost James a couple times.
We did reach a decision, however,
Oh,
between the three
Mhm.
of us.
Was it
all right.
unanimous?
So, yes, it was a unanimous decision among the three judges we discussed, and we have come to the verdict of mistrial because we feel that you were both arguing two different, completely separate situations. Derrick was arguing about the morality of feelings from Sunny D, while you were arguing about the health benefits of Sunny D.
Furthermore, there was a lot of contamination of evidence, both from doctored evidence and from unsubstantiated claims. So we found it hard to reach a decision based on that.
So who's to say, right?
So in the event of a mistrial, we're just going to have to get 3 new judges?
I think a tie just goes to the.
I believe, if
positive
I
side,
am to
I
interject
believe,
my own
is
opinion
the-
here, that whether or not a mistrial is retried, that in this case, neither side was able to persuade or prove their case without a shadow of a doubt, and therefore have both lost and would have to take on the consequences of losing. But that is just my opinion. That's not something we discussed as judges.
Oh
yeah, there's a punishment.
How about this? We'll do another trial. Same thing, new judges. We'll up the punishment. Derrick and I will talk about the punishment being upped.
All
Just
right.
both of us should not do this. Only one person should be doing the atrocious act of being a Sunny D Stan account.
That is something for you to decide then.
Or we can discuss this right now. We could come to a mistrial punishment agreement of once a day on alternating days between us. One of us has to make a pro Sunny D post from the specifically Devoid Twitter account, as that is one we both have access to.
I'm not in favor of that.
Okay.
James says that I tried 5 times to rejoin, but my phone is being stupid. I support mistrial, whatever happens.
Okay.
I would say the punishment being upped for the next time would be a fair thing. Another trial, same punishment, but then we're gonna add another level.
Okay.
All right. Is that our final decision for the night?
I guess.
I don't have anything to add.
Well, then, guess it's time to close out.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the retrial. Goodbye. I love you. Bye. There's one person watching at the end. Jeez.
It's probably James.